Hello everybody, today is Tuesday the 28th and I'm back here again for another one of these vlog-a-days. Pretty much the day was, I don't know, I guess I got some things accomplished, so I guess I'd have to say it was a good day. It was kind of one of those weird, dreary, kind of rainy days all day today, so I kind of didn't really do exactly what I was hoping to get done, but I got some stuff done. I was out in the garage today, went ahead and got the wood stove going again, and of course with it being the weird where it's not cold but it's not warm yet kind of weather, it's hard to get that wood stove regulated. So there's a couple times it got pretty warm in here. I actually popped open a window in the door and let it kind of air out a little bit. Had the flute shut down and the door shut, sealed up tight, and it still was just kind of producing way more heat than I wanted. So, but then after a couple hours stuff, thought I had it doing pretty good. The wind really picked up here, and then of course it got chilly. So I threw on another load of another log and cranked open the flue in that and got it fired up again. So was pretty comfortable out here most of the day. I have to say a handful of times it was a little warm, then a handful of times a little chilly, but overall I have to say a good day for temperature wise here in the garage. And with the little bit of rain going, I went and picked up some folding tables that I use for like flea markets and that my sister-in-law needed to borrow this weekend. She's having a yard sale in her house. Last time she'd borrowed a bunch of them for, I think it was a yard sale or something. It all got rained on and they sat out there with water in for quite a while and they rusted really bad on inside the legs. Luckily nothing you can see by looking at it, but it still is a pain in the butt. And from when I went to pick them up and then finally found out from my sister-in-law, my wife got a hold of her to find out whether or not she was ready for them or not. They started raining pretty good and the tables of course got soaking wet. So they're now sitting out on our porch, draining out, getting dry off before we bring it in the house. So she said she'd bring them in the morning or sometime tomorrow, whatever. So it won't be a big deal there. It's just annoyed me they got caught out in the rain. I did go ahead and get a 4x8 sheet of pegboard that I'm never going to use. It's one of the ones that's got the small holes in it. And like I said before, it's just a pain in the butt using the small hole pegboards. So I hauled it over to my grandfather's house. He's going to, I think they're probably going to cut it up. So I know my grandma's got a couple places they want to add some small pieces to. So they're going to use it for that. And I think a sheet of it's under 15 bucks. If not, it's $18 in that ballpark range of the price. It wasn't worth the hassle of re-drilling all the holes and that kind of stuff for it. And I really am not a big pegboard user myself personally. So I'll figure out if there's anywhere I need a piece of pegboard, then I'll either go get a chunk of that if it's something I plan on putting up one time, hanging the stuff on, never moving. And if they still got it laying around, I'll just cut off the chunk the size I need and go from there. Other than that, after I dropped it off, I hung out and talked to my grandparents for a while. I hadn't seen them in a couple weeks. So it's always nice to, you know, kind of check in with them. They're not the kind of people who ever will call you up to see how you're doing and check on you or invite you over. It's kind of became one of those things where when you want to talk to them, you got to go talk to them and hang out. My grandma, a lot of times if I'm not over there, I don't know, every week or two, at least every 2 weeks, she starts complaining when I get there about how she said she was about to call me because, you know, I hadn't been there for a long time. But it's funny, she'll say after a week she'll say that, but then after 5 weeks she'll say the same thing. So very seldom do they ever go out of their way to look you up and, you know, see if you want to come over, that kind of stuff. So I've learned to deal with that. It's just, I guess, their personality, the type they are, and it's how I got to do it. So I go over there and hang out, talk to them quite a bit. I really enjoy our conversations. They've got a lot of knowledge, a lot of insight. When you get to be that old, you learn some things that I'll probably, who knows, will ever have that much insight for, you know, the overall history of things and just the general census of what's going on in life. So it's always fun to go talk to your elders, or even if you don't have any living relatives that are up there in age that are still, you know, local and close, you can go talk to them. That I highly recommend. Nursing homes and stuff are full of people who have lots of great knowledge and would absolutely love to have you stop by and chat with them for a while. So contact the, you know, your good nursing homes. You talk to the front desk or, you know, manager of it, whoever's in charge, and they're going to be able to tell you who's some of the people who don't have family and friends that show up anymore. Maybe they're out of the state, maybe their kids are all dead, who knows, it's hard telling. But just take a minute, go spend some time with some elderly people and ask them questions. You'll be amazed what you'll learn from an older person. So definitely a great thing to look at doing. I enjoy it with that. I also spoke to my neighbor today, talked to her for about an hour. She's quite a bit older also. Not quite as wise, I have to say, for insight on things, but if you want to talk about racism and how they're letting all the darn immigrants not into the country and they're opening up the border so all the Mexicans can vote for the president, then she's the person to talk to. But if you don't believe in that, like I don't believe in that, probably not much more information she can really give you. She's still in the high belief that Obama is not a citizen because he doesn't have a birth certificate, and also believes he's still a Muslim. So that one I try and spend less time talking to that elderly person, and you'll run into those people at times. For a long time, I kind of used to let her go when I first started hanging around her, and then I learned that she'll keep staying on the negative stuff forever if you let her, and I pretty much got to the point now where I've told her that as soon as she starts going negative, I've got to go. I'm not talking about this. My life's too good to have negative crap going on in it. So anyway, basically it's what I know, and you can make an excuse if you run into some older people at a nursing home or whatever that are extremely racist or talking about things that you don't agree with. It's not worth arguing with them at that age. Once you get past that 75 range, I'd have to say you're probably not going to change their mind. So just, you know, thank them for spending time with you and stuff, and see your way out of there, because there's no use of getting frustrated in life anymore. Other than that, don't know much today, so gonna basically get back up in the morning again and try and get a few things done. I gotta get the van loaded for this weekend's flea market, so it's always kind of good to have that over and done with. So I want to have that done tomorrow. The rain sounds like it might hold off for me tomorrow, hopefully, while I get it loaded. Even if it's raining or sprinkling there slightly, doesn't bother me, because virtually every single thing I have, but about 2 of my boxes, everything else is in plastic totes and that, so I can work in the rain, not a big deal. And it's also gonna be warm tomorrow, I think 40 plus. So if I get a little bit damp, not a problem. But hope you guys are enjoying these, and I also hope you guys have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.